Hey guys, so how can business owners profit from OpenAI DevDay? That's what I will be talking about in this video. And the reason is that, this event happened a few days ago and we have seen a lot of content, on YouTube. There is a lot of noise. If you search it on YouTube, you will find a lot of videos, or even in the OpenAI YouTube channel, you will see plenty of videos that were uploaded like today. But, this content is targeted towards developers, and as a business owner, this is a lot of noise, and what you want at the end of the day is to know, first, does it matter for me, and second, how can I benefit from it? So let's get started. Okay, first let's talk about what is exactly OpenAI DevDay. It's basically an annual keynote by OpenAI. It's like an Apple keynote or a Google I.O., but it is focused on AI and ChatGPT. This event happened 3 days ago, so the 6th of October 2025, and it basically gives a preview of OpenAI's roadmap for how ChatGPT and all the ecosystem around it will evolve. This event is aimed primarily at developers building on top of ChatGPT and all the tools around OpenAI, but it indirectly targets entrepreneurs and businesses because the implication of what is being discussed go far beyond code, and we will see exactly what does it mean in a few moments. So basically, it also involves businesses who want to integrate AI into their operations, who want to build new AI-based products or services, but also want to automate their internal workflows. Now, let's see what did OpenAI release exactly. So first, they talked about ChatGPT App Store. Basically, ChatGPT will soon start acting like an app store or a search engine for apps. Just think of your App Store using your iPhone, or Google Store or Google Play Store using Android. It will be exactly like that. And developers can build apps for businesses that will integrate with ChatGPT using something called the App SDK. So SDK means Software Development Kit. It's a suite of algorithms and tools that are made available to developers so that they can create those apps and integrate them into ChatGPT. And later they said that they will release an app directory and also talk more about how to monetize those apps and so on. During this event, they also talked about a wild stat. Basically, ChatGPT has more than 800 million weekly users, and they said they were active users. So I did a quick comparison with SimilarWeb. So SimilarWeb is a website where you can input any website and they will tell you the number of monthly visitors. So here, as you can see, I did it for chatgpt.com, and here they say that last month chatgpt.com had almost 6 billion visits, which is more than what OpenAI said during their dev day, but yeah, it's still a lot of users. So what this implies is that businesses can appear inside ChatGPT conversations. It is already the case with ChatGPT. So for example, if you ask ChatGPT who are the best pickleball court manufacturers in California, it will give you a list of 10 businesses with their websites. So it will include the links of those businesses. But with this new update, businesses will start having control on how they appear inside the conversation. So you could decide about the layout, or the images to show, maybe even a map, and so on and so forth. So basically, much more customization about how your business appears inside the conversation. The second thing that OpenAI released was the instant checkout and Stripe integration, which means that you can now start selling or booking services directly through ChatGPT, which is very handy for many types of businesses. And the last main thing that they talked about is something called Agent Kit for automation. So basically, ChatGPT can help you automate some internal workflows or processes inside your business with agents. So basically, being able to create AI agents that would act autonomously based on some guidelines and whatever you want them to do, basically. Now let's move on to the juicy part, which is which businesses should care. The first one, in my opinion, are e-commerce brands because of the instant checkout. So imagine your entire catalog can soon appear inside a ChatGPT conversation. So imagine a YouTuber who wants to purchase a new camera. ChatGPT will start advising some cameras for his setup, and ChatGPT could include like a brand or a Shopify store so that the user can purchase this camera, basically. So you could let users discover, compare, and purchase without leaving the chat. It's like a conversational storefront. So instead of, typing a website and then maybe talking with a chatbot and then purchasing, everything could happen inside a ChatGPT conversation, basically. And the nice thing about this is that early adopters can capture visibility before it becomes crowded. For sure, this space will become crowded and a lot of Shopify store owners will jump into this, So basically, you have early mover advantage for people who act fast. Now, even though we have this great opportunity, I think we still have some limitations. So first, the discovery is still limited. So we still don't know, what could trigger, like what kind of keywords or queries could trigger your Shopify store to appear inside the conversation. And also, there is no clear ranking. Imagine ChatGPT lists a bunch of Shopify stores, 10 Shopify stores. What will affect this ranking? If I want to be the first one. Basically, for now, OpenAI, they're not clear, they're kind of ambiguous about how to affect this ranking, but I'm pretty sure very soon this will become very clear. The second type of business who should care about this DevDay are SaaS and tech companies. Why? It's because they could create their app on ChatGPT. Basically, their users could interact with the software without leaving ChatGPT. So let's say you are a business owner, you own a project management SaaS like Asana or ClickUp, and the user will say, please create a new task called update landing page and assign it to Sarah for tomorrow. Or you own a CRM, just like HubSpot or Pipedrive, and then the user says, show me my top 5 deals closing this week. A third example could be some analytics or dashboard company, and the user will say, what was our conversation rate from ads last week? So basically, if a tech company creates like a ChatGPT app and integrate it into ChatGPT, the users could directly interact with this app without using their mobile phone or having to open the actual software on their desktop and so on. Now, the third type of business who should care about this new update are education/coaching or training businesses, because they could also integrate the instant checkout feature inside ChatGPT. So a user would say, hey, I'm an aspiring nurse. I need to prepare for my exam. Can you suggest some courses for that? So the user could take some short quizzes from an app, then the user would receive a recommended study plan and then the option to buy the full prep course instantly via the instant checkout. So basically, it's about turning a discovery conversation to a sale. And ChatGPT could become a new sales funnel, from lead qualification and then going to lead commitment via like a short quiz, and then at the end of the day, a lead conversion via a purchase. Now, what is the strategic angle that business owners should see from this update? They should start seeing ChatGPT as a new distribution channel that is opening, and where right now it's still in very early days. You have 800 million weekly active users, and those users are still growing. And for the persona, of those users, I would say that generally speaking, they are tech enthusiasts, they are pretty curious, and they are trend followers. So yeah, you could basically target those people to purchase from you, basically. And slowly, ChatGPT is becoming what the App Store was in 2008. A new channel for discovery, sales, and engagement. Businesses that build their presence early via ChatGPT apps could enjoy first mover visibility before competition floods in. Obviously, a lot of people will be interested into this sooner or later, but the people who jump first will obviously have an advantage over their competitors. As a comparison, 10 years ago, smart businesses optimized for Google search. 5 years ago, they learned how to sell on Instagram, and now they will need to learn how to appear inside ChatGPT conversations. And business owners should start seeing ChatGPT as a frictionless commerce enabler. So some e-commerce brands will see impact sooner than others. Because basically the brands that are relying right now on Google Ads will have an impact sooner than the rest. Why? It's because ChatGPT is slowly replacing Google search for many people. Because before, people will just have the reflex to go on Google to compare the prices of an item and so on. But more and more people do not go to Google, but prefer to first try with ChatGPT and ask for advices and so on before going to Google. So you could use this opportunity to try to sell, your items on ChatGPT directly. Now, the brands that are relying on social media ads like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, the impact will be later because right now ChatGPT, they did not talk about some ads. Like they don't have an ad system just like Meta has. So for now, those brands will benefit from ChatGPT later on. Another type of businesses which will see an impact sooner than the rest are the brands with a high intent or niche products. Because generally speaking, when we are motivated to buy something, we will talk about it, we will ask for advice, and many people will have the reflex to ask ChatGPT for advice, So those people will have high intent and it will be an opportunity to sell to them, basically. Now, I want to tell you guys some additional useful stats about users' intent, because I was thinking, okay, this seems very good. However, what is the behavior of people who are using ChatGPT? Do they have an intent to buy? Because, if many people use ChatGPT, but at the end of the day, not many people are ready to buy when they are inside the conversation, like they don't have the mindset to buy, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you have instant checkout and so on. So yeah, I did some search and I found that a survey found nearly 60% of Americans who use generative AI tools use them for online shopping related tasks like product research, personalized recommendations, finding deals, and so on. So all of those events could be opportunities for your business to sell your products or services. Also, you should know that this survey, which is here by Omnisend, basically, I think, they asked 1,200 American consumers. So I don't know how did they choose those people and whether they represent well US behavioral pattern, in terms of online shopping. So I would invite you to just read this report, but it seems extremely interesting. The same report also said that 25% of those 60% also said that ChatGPT beats Google for product research. So this is a very encouraging stat. Another thing that was said by OpenAI is that over 10% of ChatGPT users express shopping intent. So if we go from the stat of 800 million weekly users, it means that every month there are 320 million people that are expressing shopping intent. But obviously, not all of those people are from the US, right? Some other are from the EU and so on. And SimilarWeb, this tool here, gives you the traffic share by country. So you can see that from the US, 16.71% of the people are US citizens, basically. I mean, not necessarily US citizens, but at least they connect from the US. So I did a quick math, and it means that 53 million Americans express shopping intent every single month. It's still a lot, and it's still basically a new channel for discovery for your business. So now let's go through practical advices. What should smart business owners do right now? We are in the very early days of what will become the future main app store of AI. And business owners should start with small experiments. They should have a mindset of let's be curious and test things. They should dedicate a small exploration budget, like $3,000, which is, very reasonable for this kind of experiments, and explore ChatGPT opportunities and see what is technically possible. And the goal will be to learn what is possible without any guarantee or specific expectation. Because right now, no one yet knows exactly what works in terms of conversion, in terms of discoverability, and so on. And the thing is that even negative results are valuable because you will learn what doesn't work before investing more in the future. And let's go through a concrete example. You are an e-com brand, you are selling items online. You can create a ChatGPT app, and include your product catalog inside of it and test to which user queries, questions, or concerns does it trigger your app, and how to improve that. And if your products appear, can we make the actual purchase? And if we make it, what would happen in your Shopify backend? So you see, there are a lot of things that still needs to be figured out, but you need to test and see what works and what doesn't. And basically, smart business owners should have an early mover advantage mindset and think that if they experiment early, then they will be much faster at having a competitive advantage. Now let's go through some closing words. So basically, what you need to know is that ChatGPT is slowly evolving into a super app. In China, they have something called WeChat. It's like a mobile app, which is called like a super app because people can chat, order rides, pay bills, they can do shopping, and much more in the same app. And ChatGPT is slowly moving in that direction. Users can search, they can interact with apps, they can buy your products, they can book services, and even get learning or coaching advice, all inside a single conversation. For business owners, this means a new channel for discovery and commerce that is emerging. And a digital presence will need to be AI ready. Finally, there is something that I wanted to talk about, which is Agent Kit. So I didn't talk about it basically. And Agent Kit is a new way of building automation. Basically, how to create AI agents that can perform some tasks. And the reason why I didn't talk about that is that automating workflows was possible way before even ChatGPT was released, in November 2022. because back in the days, people would just use Python and then use APIs and connect multiple software together to automate some workflow or some manual processes. And even recently, we saw a lot of no-code tools for less technical people, like make.com or N8N. And those tools also enable those people to create some automation and to glue together multiple software, basically. So what you need to know is that AgentKit just offers a new alternative. It's just a new way of doing the same things that could have been done even before. And more importantly, it is still very new. What does it mean? It means that it's still an immature technology, and it is unclear how robust it is, how maintainable it is, or how scalable, because we basically don't know. We still need to wait for people to build things before we can emit a judgment about it. So my advice for business owners about AgentKit is to adopt a wait and see approach and check what can people build with that, and also wait to see does it offer real benefits compared to the alternatives. So yeah guys, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers guys.